Hi, Chris Mason at Large Nutrition. I want to talk to you today about our latest promotion. It's a combination of our two best-selling products, Nitrean and RESULTS. It's probably, I'd say, one of the best promotions we've done in some time, in the sense that we're taking our two best-selling products and discounting them pretty heavily. What we're going to do is you're going to buy two of them, which would normally be $104.90 for the combination of the two, $54.95 for the Nitrean, $49.95 for the RESULTS. We're going to knock 20 bucks off that. It's going to bring it down to $84.90. So it's going to be a great deal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about, why would you want to use these two products, as well as obviously mentioning what I just did, which is the promotion in and of itself. Here's the nutshell version, and keep in mind one thing, on the RESULTS, what I'm going to tell you to do is going to be situational relative to your goals, and what's the word here, the recommended use on the product labels I wrote, so I'm allowed to change them if I want, so there. Anyway, okay, RESULTS. If you are on either, let's say, a carb controlled diet, RESULTS is a combination of creatine, which is Creapure, creatine monohydrate, beta-alanine, HMB, and dextrose. And it's 50 grams of dextrose, and that's a delivery, what do you want to say, a delivery method for the creatine beta-alanine. The idea is it spikes insulin, that helps to drive it increases, basically when insulin gets spiked, you get increased blood flow, and that's what helps drive the nutrients into the muscle. Okay, but anyway, so if you're on a carb-controlled diet, you want to be a little bit careful, obviously, about using RESULTS. It may constitute a significant portion of your daily carb intake, number one. Number two, you can kind of control its use via timing. So here's how I would recommend that you would use it. You would use it post-workout, and the label, what I was talking about before, the recommended use says an hour before training. If you're concerned about carb intake, you want to take it post-workout because you need the carbs after you train to replenish glycogen, to spike insulin, which helps with protein synthesis and or blending protein degradation after training. So it helps you to get into a better net anabolic state. So I've gone over this in other videos, but suffice to say that's a fact. So take it post-workout. On your non-training days, what I recommend you do is you consume it with the meal that has the greatest fat content of the day. And what that'll do is that'll help mitigate, slow down the absorption, that'll help reduce the insulin response. And so again, for those of you who are carb conscious, that's the reason you're carb conscious is you're trying to control your insulin spikes. Now, for the rest of the world, for everyone else or those who are trying to gain weight, etc., timing, excuse me, really isn't that particularly important on RESULTS. You can take it when convenient. Nitrean, on the other hand, now I've done other videos and I've discussed, how much protein does one need, what do you need protein for, etc. The very nutshell version for this video is supplemental protein, and Nitrean is exactly that, is something that you want to use primarily post-workout. You can also use it in the evening right before bed. When you supplement with protein, the quality protein, one of the things it's going to do is it's going to spike protein synthesis. And so doing that right before bed certainly isn't a bad deal and is a good idea. Our product Nitrean is very unique on the market. Most protein supplements are just whey. There are various forms of whey. They could be whey isolate, hydrolyzed isolate, concentrate, etc. In fact, most of them, by the way, are primarily concentrate. But anyway, whey is an excellent protein source. It is quickly absorbed. It has a profound influence on spiking protein synthesis, a significant, I should say. One thing that whey doesn't do, though, is whey does very little to blunt catabolism or protein breakdown, which gets jacked up after you train. After you train, your breakdown of protein increases significantly. In fact, it outpaces the increased protein synthesis that training also stimulates. That's one of the reasons, or that's the reason, really, why you want to consume protein after training. So I would recommend you take 1 to 2 scoops, and I would normally say 2 scoops mixed in water of Nitrean post-workout, and then 1 to 2 scoops before bed, again mixed in water. Now, when I say mixed in water, if you're someone who's just trying to gain weight, never hurts. And if you're not lactose intolerant, you can drink milk, then feel free to mix it with milk. It's just in the norm, and for most folks, I'll say go with water, just because most people are either A, looking for lean muscle mass gains, and or B, to lose body fat. So That seems to be the greatest, the masses, if you will. But for those who want to gain weight, feel free to mix it with any sort of high calorie beverage you can think of, milk being an easy one, especially whole milk. And I just briefly touched on the fact that what our product, Nitrean, is I was talking about, I'm jumping around here, is a combination, it's a blend of 3 different kinds of whey: whey isolate, whey concentrate, and hydrolyzed whey, casein, and egg proteins. Now, what casein does, and there's some recent stuff I saw on a certain website on the net, somebody trying to say casein is not a good protein. That's just bunk. What casein does for you, casein does not as significantly stimulate protein synthesis as does whey. However, casein does very significantly blunt protein catabolism, over 1/3 better than whey. So what you want to do is you want to combine those two, because combining them, by the way, contrary to popular belief, does not preclude the benefits of either. If you combine whey and casein, you don't slow down the absorption of whey, etc. But if you combine them, you get the benefits of both. So you get that spike in synthesis from the whey, plus some other benefits that it imparts, and you get the significant degradation or the catabolism blunting from the casein. So you basically you get that low, you get the synthesis high, and what are you doing? You're in a net anabolic state. And it also has egg protein in it, Nitrean. And what egg protein has a mid-absorption rate between whey and casein, and that's part of the reason we put it in there. It gives you kind of a nice even flow of amino acids into your bloodstream for a prolonged period. And our blend gives you one of the best net retentions in the business. In other words, for every gram you ingest, you retain more of our product than you do of comparable products, especially 100% more than any whey-only product in the market, period, end of story. There's no arguing that point, no matter what the gurus or goofballs online tell you. So, back to the sale. It's going to be $84.90 for both Nitrean and Results, our 2, again, best-selling products, and frankly 2 of the best products we feel on the market. You'll get great, pun intended, you'll get great results with this stack. And so save yourself some money, get yourself some great products, and thanks for taking the time to listen to this.